Hi guys. So in the first level, we will be speaking about advertising. So how to advertise, because it's the first thing that make you in contact with your client is the advertising. As soon as you advertise, after that, if you attract your client, if your advertising is good enough and is attracting for you a lot of clients, they start contacting you, and there where you start communicating. So the first thing we will be speaking about it, as we said, is advertising, how to advertise. Before advertising, the thing that is important to do before advertising an accommodation is to do some research about the accommodation itself, because as if it is in all the world, you cannot sell no product if you don't know about your product. So you need always to know the good and the bad thing about your product before selling it, because it will help you obviously first to answer all the questions of the client, and the second thing, mentioning all the good things to your client about it. And for the bad thing, you will just, if they ask you, obviously you will always mention to them how they can avoid them, or if you can fix them, you can always fix them before. And also if they don't ask you, so you still need to tell them and show them how to avoid them, or you can also tell them how long it will take you or the landlord or whatever to fix them. Yeah. So the first thing you need to research about it, we will see, is the area where there is the accommodation. You need to talk a little bit about the area, what is the good thing on it, if it is a secure area, because all the people, they want to be living in a secure neighbor, in a secure neighborhood. So talk a bit about like how secure is the neighbor, what is the like activity around there. For example, if there is restaurant, shop, market, things where people they can go out, for example, to have a drinks or wherever. If there is some clubs there, is there some gym there, how long is the destination with the transportation, because it's one of the important things. People, they want to know how them journey will be to go to them work and come back. So you can just say how easy access is to the central, and all the kind of transportation that there is around that area. For example, if there is a subway and underground, or if there is some train station, or if there is like a bus nearby, and how long will it take to get there. Yeah. So you need first to know these things for the and then the second thing is the about the property. You need to do some research about the property. You need to know everything about it. For example, how many bedrooms is in the property, how big they are, living rooms of your, or if there is a living room, and also for the kitchen, how modern is the kitchen and the system in the kitchen, and in all the flat, if there is some kind of modern system, as in our days you can see that there is some modern lighting system, modern heating system as well, and also some modern system for the kitchen. And you always need to mention all the things that you're providing, if you are providing it like fully furnished or if it's not furnished. And when it is furnished, you need to see what is the things included in the furniture, like wash machine, dishwasher, dryer, fridge, all these kind of things. You need to mention them. um, and then as soon as you know all of these things, you can start advertising. So when you're starting advertising, there is really important thing in the advertising. You really need to be careful when you're putting them, because if you are putting them in a awesome way, you will have incredible people, like amount of people contacting you and calling you and getting in touch with you. These two things are, first, the first picture and also the other pictures, but the first picture that you put in on the advert that will be seen the first, and the title. Yeah. As we all know, in most of the websites, when someone is going to do some research about a property or an accommodation everywhere, when as soon as you do your the details that you put the details that you're looking for, the research give you a list of property with most likely one picture, and the title next to it. These two, they are really important, so you need to be careful when you're choosing them. So when you're choosing the picture, make sure that you're choosing the best picture you have, where you can, for example, if you're doing a full management, if you are renting a full property, you can choose the best picture you have of maybe the reception area, or as we call the living room as well. And you can take it from a corner where you can see all the decoration of the living room and it's looking very nice and big. Or if you have a picture of one of the rooms that look really nice, so you can use that one, the best picture you have to put it. If you don't have no pictures of this, and because sometimes obviously the contract with the landlord doesn't start and you cannot have pictures because someone is living there or anything like this, you can always use the picture of the building from outside that you can take yourself, or maybe you can just go to Google and you can find this there. And again, or you can always ask the tenant living there to give you some picture. If you're doing a flat share, it's the same thing. Just take a nice picture for the room, where you can see all the space of the room and all the decoration. If you can always dress up the bed and make it look really nice and modern, that will be attracting for you more attention from a lot of clients. Yeah, so as we said, the picture need to be like the best picture. Yeah, and another thing, for the first one, and the other one as well, they need to be looking really nice. Picture, always avoid putting any picture where you can see some rubbish or something broken or something that will like break the attention of the of your client. Yeah, so don't put it. If you have a video, it helps a lot, because in our days there is a lot of people that they do Photoshop with the pictures, so the trust of your client doesn't work. It's not like when you see the video you're getting more trust, because you will see, yeah, it's in the reality, it look really nice and everything. There is a few cameras that you can use that actually they sell how it is the space in the room and in the flat as well, and they make it look really nice. So if you have a video, you can upload it as well. Will help you a lot. Also with clients that they are living abroad, they need to book the property as soon as possible and they cannot come to see it, so they don't have that opportunity to come and see themselves and see it in live. So when you have a video, they can always trust and contact you as soon as possible to close with you the deal. Yeah, and then the second thing, as I said, is the title. On the title is the things that you see next to the picture always, before even clicking to go inside to see the advert. So the title, you always need to use some attractive word. Like attractive word, like sales marketing word. If you don't know any of them, you can always Google them. Just Google marketing sales word, and there is a huge amount of websites that they show you a lot of word. Put them always, write them always in capital.